I have started the morning by crying. Just think it's important that you see all sides of this.
News about the health of Bruce Willis once shocked Hollywood. In 2022, his family revealed that the legendary action star had been diagnosed with aphasia. By 2023, doctors updated the diagnosis to frontotemporal dementia, a rare and progressive form of dementia that slowly takes away a person's ability to speak, communicate, and process language. But what is happening behind the doors of the Willis family may be even more heartbreaking. Recently, his wife, Heming Willis, broke her silence with an emotional new message. She admitted that some mornings now begin with tears. "I started the day crying," she wrote honestly. Emma said she often feels trapped in a web of grief. Yet despite the pain, she continues trying to hold her family together. One day, one moment at a time. Emma's personal emotions, from strength to grief. The illness of Bruce Willis changed the emotional landscape of his family in ways that are difficult to describe from the outside. For the public, the story often centers on admiration for his wife, Heming Willis. People frequently send her messages saying the same thing. "You are so strong. I don't know how you do it." Emma hears this constantly. Friends say it in private conversations. Strangers repeat it in comments online. At first glance, it sounds like encouragement. But Emma has admitted that the words sometimes create a quiet pressure. When people call her strong, they assume she somehow possesses a special resilience that allows her to handle the situation without breaking. The reality, she says, is far less heroic and far more human. Emma never chose this path. In one of her most candid reflections, she wrote a sentence that captured the weight of her reality. "I wasn't given a choice. I wish I was." When doctors confirmed that Bruce was living with frontotemporal dementia, the structure of their life shifted immediately. The condition is a progressive brain disorder that gradually affects language, behavior, and decision-making. As Bruce's ability to communicate declined, Emma found herself stepping into a role she had never prepared for. She was no longer only a wife and a mother. She became a full-time caregiver responsible for guiding the emotional stability of the household. This transformation did not happen through a dramatic moment. It happened gradually, through small daily adjustments. Conversations became shorter. Simple communication required more patience. Everyday routines had to be redesigned. Over time, Emma realized that the life she once knew with Bruce was slowly evolving into something entirely different. She often describes the emotional experience using a phrase that immediately resonates with other caregivers. She says she sometimes feels trapped in a web of grief. The phrase reflects a very specific kind of sadness. It is not only grief for something that has already been lost, it is grief that unfolds slowly, piece by piece. As the illness progresses, each new stage of the disease introduces another small goodbye. The person you love is still physically present, yet certain parts of who they once were begin to fade. The holiday season tends to intensify these emotions. For many years, Bruce played a central role in the family's celebrations, inside the household. He was known as the one who brought energy to the room. He organized activities, joked constantly, and helped create the atmosphere that made holidays feel special for their children. Now the rhythm of those celebrations has changed. Emma has shared that some mornings during the holiday season begin with tears. Memories of earlier years often surface unexpectedly. She remembers Bruce leading family traditions, preparing breakfast, and filling the house with laughter. The contrast between those memories and the present moment can feel overwhelming. Yet Emma emphasizes that grief does not erase joy. Both emotions can exist at the same time, even in difficult moments. She still works to maintain the traditions that help hold the family together. Through her writing and interviews, Emma has also begun sharing practical advice for other caregivers facing similar situations. One of the most important lessons she emphasizes is the importance of support. Caregivers often feel pressure to manage everything alone. But Emma encourages people to build networks of help. That support may come from relatives, medical professionals, close friends, or online communities of families dealing with dementia. Another important step, she says, is emotional honesty. Caregivers sometimes feel guilty for experiencing frustration, sadness, or exhaustion. Emma argues that these emotions are normal. Allowing yourself to acknowledge them is part of maintaining emotional balance. She also stresses the importance of preserving routines for children. Despite the changes in Bruce's health, Emma continues to organize family breakfasts, holiday gatherings, and small rituals that give their daughters a sense of continuity. The details may change, but the structure of family life remains. Psychologists often describe this emotional experience as anticipatory grief, a process in which families begin mourning changes long before a final loss occurs. Many people caring for loved ones with neurodegenerative conditions recognize this pattern. It creates a complex emotional cycle where love, sadness, resilience, and exhaustion can all appear within the same day. Emma's story reflects that complexity. The public may see strength when they look at her, but what she describes is something far more layered. Strength, in her case, is not about appearing unbreakable. It is about continuing forward even when the emotional weight feels overwhelming. By sharing these experiences openly, Emma hopes to help other families understand that they are not alone. Caregiving can be isolating, but the emotions that come with it, fear, grief, love, and determination, are deeply human and widely shared. For Emma, the goal is not to present a perfect image of resilience. The goal is simply to tell the truth about life inside a family, learning to navigate dementia one day at a time. Family structure and relationships. The illness of Bruce Willis has affected not only his health, but also the entire structure of his family. For many years, the Willis household was large, active, and closely connected across generations. Today, that bond remains strong, but the roles inside the family have gradually shifted. Bruce and his wife, Emma Heming Willis, are raising two young daughters together, Mabel, who is now 13, and Evelyn, who is 11. In addition to their two daughters, Bruce also has three adult daughters, Rumer, Scout, and Tallulah, from his previous marriage to Demi Moore. Despite the divorce between Bruce and Demi many years ago, the extended family has remained unusually close. Over the years, they have often celebrated holidays together, appeared at family gatherings, and shared milestones such as birthdays and graduations. When Bruce's health began to decline, that family unity became even more important. The children, both young and grown, have tried to keep everyday moments warm and supportive. Family videos and photos shared online often show the daughters singing playful lines like "Hip hip hooray" or telling their father, "Love you, Dad." These small gestures carry emotional weight because communication with Bruce has become more limited as his condition progresses. For Emma, one of the most delicate responsibilities has been guiding the younger children through their father's illness. Explaining a neurological condition like frontotemporal dementia to children is not simple. The symptoms develop slowly, and many changes appear confusing at first. Emma has said that she tries to approach the situation with honesty while still protecting her daughters from unnecessary fear. Instead of hiding the illness, she focuses on helping them understand what is happening. She explains that their father's brain is changing and that some abilities, especially language and communication, may continue to decline. At the same time, she reminds them that their father's love for them remains constant even when he cannot always express it clearly. The presence of Bruce's older daughters has also played a key role in maintaining stability. Rumer, Scout, and Tallulah have frequently spoken publicly about their father, and the importance of supporting one another as a family. Their connection with Emma has become an example of a modern blended family that continues to function with cooperation even after divorce. The supportive relationship between Emma and Demi Moore is particularly notable, rather than maintaining distance. Demi has remained close to the Willis household. She has attended family events, spent time with Bruce during difficult periods, and publicly expressed support for Emma's role as caregiver. This level of cooperation has helped create a stable emotional environment for all the children involved within the household. However, one major change has become unavoidable. In the past, Bruce was widely known inside the family as the central figure who energized gatherings and guided family traditions. He organized activities, led conversations, and often set the tone for celebrations and vacations. As his illness progressed, those responsibilities gradually shifted. Emma now carries much of the leadership within the household. She manages daily routines, coordinates medical care, and maintains family traditions that once revolved around Bruce's presence. The transition reflects a broader reality faced by many families dealing with progressive illness. Roles inside the home often change dramatically when one partner becomes ill. This shift is not only logistical, but emotional. Emma must simultaneously function as caregiver, parent, and emotional anchor for the family. The responsibility requires constant adjustment as Bruce's condition evolves. Yet, despite these changes, the family continues to emphasize connection, the presence of multiple generations, strong cooperation between parents, and open communication with the children have helped preserve a sense of unity. For Emma, maintaining that unity has become one of the most important parts of navigating life with dementia. The illness may alter many aspects of daily life, but the structure of love within the family remains firmly in place. The progression of dementia and its medical impact. The condition affecting Bruce Willis is not a typical form of memory loss. Doctors confirmed that he is living with frontotemporal dementia, a neurological disorder that primarily damages the frontal and temporal regions of the brain. These areas control language, behavior, and decision-making. Unlike more widely known forms of dementia, such as Alzheimer's disease, this condition often begins with changes in speech and personality rather than memory. For many patients, the first signs appear in communication. As the illness progresses, the brain gradually loses its ability to organize language. Emma has described this change in very simple terms. As the disease progresses, you become less able to produce language, and the language you produce may not make sense. In everyday life, that shift can be profound. Conversations that once flowed naturally become fragmented. Words may come out in the wrong order. Sometimes the person knows what they want to say, but cannot form the sentence. At other times, the words appear, but they no longer connect to a clear meaning. For families, these changes alter basic interactions. Communication must become slower and more patient. Questions often need to be repeated. Responses may come through gestures, facial expressions, or short phrases rather than full sentences. Medical research shows that this form of dementia is progressive and currently has no cure. According to data from organizations such as the World Health Organization and the Alzheimer's Association, many patients with frontotemporal dementia live an average of 8 to 10 years after the first symptoms appear. Although the exact timeline varies widely, the disease tends to progress in stages. Early symptoms may involve subtle language difficulties or personality changes. As the condition advances, patients may struggle with decision-making, social behavior, and daily routines in later stages. Many require full-time care. These medical realities have reshaped daily life inside the Willis family. Conversations between Bruce and his loved ones now rely more on presence than on words. Physical gestures, eye contact, and shared quiet moments often replace long discussions. Emma has acknowledged that watching these changes unfold can alter how a person experiences time itself. In one reflection, she wrote a line that captures the emotional disorientation many caregivers feel. "Life goes by so fast. It confuses me." The sentence reflects a deeper psychological effect of chronic illness. When families know that a condition is progressive, ordinary moments begin to feel more fragile. Time seems to move faster because each stage of the illness marks another transition. Some people describe this awareness using the Latin phrase carpe diem, seize the day. The idea is simple. When time feels limited, everyday experiences become more meaningful. A quiet conversation, a shared meal, or a moment of laughter can carry greater emotional weight than before. Emma has often emphasized the importance of early diagnosis and professional care when dealing with neurological diseases. Identifying symptoms early allows families to plan treatment strategies, organize medical support, and prepare emotionally for the changes ahead. Professional caregivers, neurologists, and speech specialists can help manage symptoms and maintain quality of life for as long as possible. Research into dementia is also continuing. Scientists around the world are studying the biological mechanisms that cause brain cells to deteriorate in disorders like frontotemporal dementia, while there is currently no cure. New clinical studies are exploring treatments aimed at slowing the progression of neurodegenerative diseases. For Emma, understanding the medical reality has become part of coping with it. Knowledge does not remove the emotional difficulty, but it helps families navigate the situation with greater clarity. In the end, the progression of dementia is not only a medical story, it is also a human one. It changes how families communicate, how they spend time together, and how they understand the value of each day they still share. Changes in holiday traditions and daily life. For many years, holidays in the home of Bruce Willis followed a familiar rhythm. Christmas mornings were noisy, energetic, and full of small rituals that repeated year after year, inside the family. Bruce often led those traditions. Emma has said that during their 16-year marriage, Bruce was the one who set the tone for the holidays. He woke up early. He made pancakes for the children. He organized games outside when there was snow. The morning usually started with breakfast in the kitchen and then moved to gift opening in the living room. These details may sound simple, but for a family, they become part of emotional memory. Children remember who cooked breakfast. They remember who made jokes during gift exchanges. Over time, those repeated actions turn into traditions that define what the holidays feel like. In the Willis household, Bruce played that role naturally. He was the one who created momentum inside the house. He helped decorate. He encouraged the kids to participate. He often guided the entire day from morning to evening. That routine slowly changed as his illness progressed. When doctors confirmed that Bruce was living with frontotemporal dementia, the shift was not only medical, it also affected everyday life. The person who once led family celebrations could no longer manage the same responsibilities. Emma now carries much of that workload. She decorates the house herself. She organizes the holiday schedule. She prepares breakfast and manages the flow of the morning. In one candid moment, Emma admitted that while struggling with Christmas lights, she sometimes jokingly curses Bruce's name out of frustration. The comment was not meant as anger. It was a brief, honest glimpse into the pressure of managing everything alone. Emma once summarized the feeling in a simple sentence. "I miss the way he used to lead the holiday fun." The absence of that role becomes most visible during moments that were once automatic. Hanging decorations, wrapping gifts, coordinating family traditions. These tasks used to be shared responsibilities. Now, Emma often handles them by herself, despite those changes. The family still continues many of the same traditions. The children still wake up on Christmas morning. They still gather for breakfast. They still open presents together as a family. Emma has simply stepped into the position Bruce once held. She organizes the day. She encourages laughter. She makes sure the atmosphere remains warm for the children. Yet she has also been honest that the emotional tone of the holidays has changed. In one reflection, she wrote, "There will be laughter, hugs, and definitely some tears, because we can grieve and still make room for joy." This idea, holding grief and joy at the same time, is widely discussed in psychological research on resilience. Families facing long-term illness often learn that emotional life does not move in a straight line. Happiness does not erase sadness, and sadness does not cancel moments of happiness. Both can exist together. A family may laugh during breakfast and cry later the same day. Neither emotion cancels the other. Instead, they become part of the same experience. Emma's approach reflects that balance. She does not try to recreate the past exactly as it was. Instead, she preserves the structure of family traditions while accepting that the roles inside them have changed. She has also shared practical advice that reflects her own mindset as a caregiver. In one of her more humorous but direct comments, she wrote, "Sometimes you have to put your big girl panties on and get to work." The phrase captures a simple reality. Some days there is no perfect emotional solution. The decorations still need to go up. Breakfast still needs to be made. Children still need a normal holiday experience. So Emma continues the traditions. She keeps the routines alive because they provide stability for the family. They remind the children that even during difficult circumstances, the household still has moments of celebration. Over time, those small acts, making pancakes, opening gifts, gathering for breakfast, become something more than simple holiday rituals. They become a way of protecting the emotional connection of the family as they navigate life with dementia. The holidays may no longer look exactly the same as before, but the intention behind them remains unchanged, keeping the family together, one tradition at a time. A recent update: living separately and public reactions. In a recent interview with Diane Sawyer, Emma Heming Willis revealed a major change in how the family manages the care of Bruce Willis a few months earlier. The couple made the difficult decision to create a second home for Bruce close to their primary residence. The arrangement allows Bruce to live in a space specifically designed for medical support. The house is a single-story layout, which reduces the risk of falls and makes movement easier as the symptoms of frontotemporal dementia continue to progress. The home is also staffed with a professional care team available 24 hours a day. These caregivers help monitor Bruce's condition, assist with daily routines, and ensure his safety. For Emma, the decision was emotionally painful. She explained that creating a separate living space for her husband was not something she ever imagined doing. "It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make," she said. Despite living in a different house, Emma remains closely involved in Bruce's daily life. She visits him regularly, often stopping by in the morning and again later in the evening. The physical distance between the homes is small, allowing her to stay connected while still maintaining a stable routine for the rest of the family. However, the decision quickly sparked reactions from the public. Some people questioned the choice. Others criticized the arrangement without understanding the medical realities behind it. Emma has acknowledged that caregivers often face judgment from outsiders who see only a small part of the situation. As she explained, "People will have opinions. That's what caregivers deal with." Care decisions in cases of progressive neurological illness can be complex. What looks unusual from the outside may actually provide better care for the patient and greater stability for the family. According to Emma, the atmosphere inside Bruce's new home reflects that intention. She describes the space as filled with love, warmth, care, and laughter. The environment is not meant to feel clinical or distant. Instead, it functions as another part of the family's life. Their daughters keep personal items there. They visit frequently. Over time, the house has become what Emma describes as a second home for the family, rather than a place of separation. From a practical perspective, the arrangement also reduces some of the physical and emotional strain that long-term caregiving can place on one person. Professional caregivers can manage specialized tasks, while Emma focuses on maintaining emotional support and family stability. Experts often emphasize that accepting help is one of the most important steps for families dealing with progressive illnesses. Caregiving can easily become overwhelming if one person attempts to manage every responsibility alone. Emma's decision reflects that reality. By creating a dedicated care environment for Bruce while staying closely involved in his life, she has found a balance between professional medical support and family presence. The choice was difficult, but it also reflects a broader lesson many caregivers eventually learn. Asking for help is not a sign of failure. In many cases, it is the most responsible decision a family can make. Conclusion: hope, awareness, and support. The story shared by Emma Heming Willis reveals a reality that many families face but rarely describe in public. Living alongside the illness of Bruce Willis has brought moments of grief, exhaustion, and uncertainty. Yet her reflections also show something else: the ability to continue moving forward even when life has changed in ways no one expected. Emma has never claimed that the experience is easy. She has spoken openly about mornings that begin with tears, about the pressure of being seen as strong, and about the emotional complexity of caring for a loved one with frontotemporal dementia. But her message is not defined only by hardship. Instead, her story highlights the possibility of balance. A family can feel sadness and still laugh together. A caregiver can feel overwhelmed and still keep the household moving forward. Grief does not cancel love, and difficult days do not erase meaningful moments. By sharing these experiences publicly, Emma has also helped bring greater attention to dementia itself. Conditions like frontotemporal dementia remain widely misunderstood. Many people are unaware that these illnesses can affect communication, personality, and behavior long before memory problems appear. Raising awareness can help families recognize early symptoms, seek medical support sooner, and better understand what their loved ones may be experiencing. Emma has also emphasized the importance of supporting caregivers around the world. Millions of people provide daily care for family members with neurodegenerative illnesses.